Hello, football fans. Welcome to another episode of the Blitz, episode 19, brought to you by the Game Changers. I'm Big C. Y'all know the co-host, Mike Jones. What up, Mike?
What up? What up? How everybody doing?
How you doing tonight? It's a chilly evening in upstate New York. That's where me and the cuzzo are from. The chilly mountains of the Catskill. Are we in the Catskill Mountains?
I don't think so. I can't.
But anyway,
it's cold. It's cold.
Geography is not my main subject.
Yeah.
But anyway, some more exciting news around the National Football League. The
football
we had
leg.
some exciting games last week. We got some exciting games coming up this week, plus other news and notes from around the league.
Around the league with the Blitz.
Kind of quite perched. Yeah, but so some exciting news coming out of Miami. Actually, I don't know if it's really necessarily exciting, but shocking news. Miami released David Long today. He was our starting middle linebacker up till this week. He's really struggled with us this year, but it's a real surprise. Like, this team has been known for not holding players accountable for their mistakes and not playing well on the field. It's Mike McDaniel's just their friend, their buddy. And he doesn't want to hurt their feelings. And so this was shocking that, the guy's been struggling, and listen, you're gone. And even in our Monday night game, Moser had fumbled the prior 2 weeks. That really cost us in those two games. And usually it's swept under the rug. No consequences for the actions. They still get the same amount of playing time. Raheem Mostert had 0 carries Monday night. 0. And he's a Mike McDaniel guy. He's a Mike McDaniel guy from Mike McDaniel's time in San Francisco. So it's nice to see that the Miami Dolphins are starting to hold people accountable for their play on the field. And you can't just go out there and give partial effort and unsatisfactory results and still keep your job. And that's the way it should be. Any other profession, if you don't do your job properly, what happens to you? You get fired, you get demoted, you get, there's definitely consequences. So it's definitely nice to see. Is it a little too late? Are people just trying to save their jobs? I mean, that's to be seen, but it's nice to know that. It's nice to know. We also claimed the linebacker, leading tackler from the Seattle Seahawks. I don't got his name down. But anyway, I'll get his name for you. Yeah, we signed the leading tackler for the Seattle Seahawks, who he was surprisingly released. So Miami's still making moves. There's belief around this team that they can make a run. And it all started Monday night with their win over the Rams. We'll go over that a little bit more. And then just one more note. Isaiah Wynn, our left guard that we've been waiting to practice for forever. We re-signed him in the offseason. He missed the second half of last year with a leg injury. I thought he was going to be healthy at the beginning of the season, which is kind of crazy. We signed a guy that wasn't going to be healthy for the beginning of the season. He returned to practice today, so that could be a huge uplift to our offensive line, which has been a struggle for us. So I'm excited to see that too. Some other things that have happened since Sunday's slate of games is a certain quarterback I hear is getting benched.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what, Eli? I thought he's been benched. Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise. I don't think it's a surprise to anybody out there. I really don't. And it's got to be Daniel. I mean, I haven't heard anything saying for sure he's benched, but I have a feeling that if he's not benched, there's going to be even more problems because Daniel Jones is under a injury clause, so they'll be responsible for $23 million happen he gets hurt. So, yeah, I mean, it's about time. You know, team went. Excuse me, I'm sorry. After the team went 9-7 and won a wild card playoff game against the Vikings, Peyton Jones became important to the Giants after they couldn't sign Barkley to a deal. So here they go and give this guy, Danny Dollar Store, a $160 million deal with an out after 2 years, which is next year. You know, had they put a little more effort, they could have got Barkley and we wouldn't be in this situation, but we'll stay away from that. His play's been horrible. I mean, his first season under contract, he had 909 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 picks. Then he goes down with an ACL injury, and that was it. So first season under contract, under this mega contract for a backup quarterback. And then year 2, we're in year 2. I mean, he's got a rating of 79.4. He's got around 2,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 7 picks. And I don't know. He just looked absolutely grotesque this season. He misses wide open passes. He doesn't go through progressions. It's the same thing I preach every time we talk about Daniel Jones. But if we part with him before June 1st, we'll take a $22 million dead cap hit, and they'll give us around $19 million to work with, which, you know, it's not a lot, but it's something it's workable. We can do something with that. So hopefully we can find us somebody to replace Danny Dollar Store, the richest dollar store man in the planet. And hopefully the Giants do the right thing this week, because I have a feeling if they don't bench him, there's going to be some issues. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I'm surprised. I think there's a very bad. I'm trying to think of the words to put it. The NFL has became this league where the next quarterback that's up for contract, if you're a starting quarterback, they feel like they should be the richest quarterback in NFL history. Like, each one of these players feels like, oh, well, my contract's got to be more than the prior guys, which it didn't used to be like that. If you were Dan Marino, you'd get top 5 quarterback money. If you were Rick Meyer for the Seattle Seahawks, you got Rick Meyer money, 20th best money in football. And it's just became the spectacle of these players are so, man, I don't even know how to phrase it. Like, entitled. Entitled.
What happened to when
that they're not?
What happened to where you earned your money? Like, I just don't understand. You don't. This is what irritates me so much with the Giants. What did Daniel Jones show at any given point in time that he's worth 150 or 160 million?
Well, that's the thing, is I don't think he showed that he was worth 160 million. He might have showed at some point that, I mean, he took them to the playoffs. Yeah. Brian Daboll's first year there. He proved that he could be a decent quarterback, but not $160 million quarterback. But they gave him $160 million because that's the direction this league has gone to, that the next person up, you got to go higher and higher and higher. Just like when we just re-signed Tua. What are we? 60 million, 55 million, $60 million a year. He's supposed to make Pat Mahomes money, Josh Allen money. Tua makes more than Josh Allen. What sense does that make? Why? Because you got signed after Josh Allen, and Tua said it perfectly. The market is the market. Yeah, like they just think that. Well, it's my turn. I'm the next. I'm the next highest. And it's the same with receivers and running backs and all these players. Is my contract's got to be better than his. Well, did you produce more than this guy over here? No. So why should you get paid more than him? Well, because I got signed at. No, that's not how it should work. That's not how it should work.
That's part of the problem, right? I mean, if I'm working at McDonald's as the fry cook, I shouldn't be getting paid manager money. And, you know, if I'm only sitting there doing fries, why should I be getting paid for all this extra stuff? You know, extra yardage, the extra touchdowns, extra, you know, just all of that. It just doesn't make sense. I swear to God, the NFL is getting worse with it. I just miss when you had to earn it. Like, people just feeling these new players, they come in and they feel entitled, and they don't want nothing but what the most they can get out of it. And generally that's more than they're worth at the time, and they haven't proved it.
I definitely think that these teams end up bidding against themselves, especially. I mean, you don't want to let your guy get the free agency, because there is a risk that some stupid team, a la the Cleveland Browns, what they did with Deshaun Watson, will go out there and they will throw an insane amount of money to your player, and then you lose them. So you feel the pressure to, well, we got to sign him. Well, he says he wants this much because he says that's what the market is. Well, is anybody else going to give him that much? Chances are no. If Tua hit the open market, was someone going to give him $55 million a year? Probably not, with his injury history. I mean, if he was a healthy quarterback, I could see, you know, him getting $50 million a year. I mean, he's had decent years and put up decent numbers, and he's proven that he's a decent quarterback. But we're talking about high-end football numbers here. We're not talking about decent quarterback money. If we were talking decent quarterback money, we'd be talking about $35 to $40 million a year. No, $60 million. Trevor Lawrence got paid even more than Tua. He don't even have Tua stats. Why? What have you proven? Why are you making more than Josh Allen? Why are you making more than Pat Mahomes? Why are you making more than Lamar Jackson? Why? And it just doesn't make sense, and it's going to continue to go that way. These athletes they rape the system. It's bottom line. That's what they're doing. They're manipulating the system. They're making teams bid against themselves because teams are afraid to death to lose them to free agency. Look at the money Kirk Cousins got in free agency this year. Somebody's going to pay him. Somebody's going to pay your quarterback. So either you overpay them and there's a chance you lose them, or that's what the league has came to. And they're not willing to give any money back. So let's say you signed the $160 million deal that he signed. Well, you haven't performed up to that level, Danny. Can we have some of that back? Hell no. But if he overperformed, he'd want a new contract.
Yeah.
Even if it was only after a year. Xavier Howard used to do that to the Dolphins all the time. Oh, we give you a new contract, give you the money you want, then you have 10 interceptions and you don't want to show up to camp. You want a new deal again because because 3 other players were signed after you and they got higher deals than you. Now you know what I mean? It's just a big mess. And unless you're going to take that risk of overpaying somebody, unless they are that top-notch player, either you can lose them, take the risk of losing them, or you can be in salary cap hell if it doesn't work out.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. What can you do? I think you're right. It's just going to get worse. It's not like they're going to implement anything to where it caps what people are paid. And I mean, look at baseball. Baseball's insane. Guys are making $500 million, and it, I get might be the best in the world. You might be one of the top 5 in the world, but are you worth $500 million? Really?
I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna hate on them for that, because if the owners of these franchises can go out and make billions and billions of dollars, these athletes are responsible for that, so they should get a nice chunk.
At least cut back. At least cut back on guaranteed. Like, don't guarantee nothing unless you perform to a certain standard. If that way you underperform that year, that team's not responsible to sit there and throw you the whole bunch. And it clears them a little room for the next year. You perform about in a certain area where you're supposed to, you get paid what you're supposed to. You perform over, take you deep into the playoffs or the Super Bowl, you get the bonuses. Like, I don't know why they make it so difficult. Why these guys all think they're entitled to more money, especially when they don't have the stats to go with that. So, yeah, it's frustrating.
I mean, it's never going to go backwards. It's progressively getting worse with the guaranteed money. Players are getting more guaranteed money. At some point, there'll be nothing but fully guaranteed contracts. I believe that 100%. Someday, it'll be strictly guaranteed contracts, and that's all there is.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So let's take a look at this Monday night game. We had the Miami Dolphins. My Miami Dolphins. I'm claiming them this week. Versus the LA Rams. Dolphins started out quick. So quick I missed the first touchdown. I was up here actually doing a pre-game podcast, and by the time I got downstairs, it was 7-0 already. I was like, Jesus, what happened?
Oh, that was my fault. I apologize. I made us run late.
The Miami Dolphins got a win. They won 23-15. This was definitely a defensive game. It was our best defensive performance of the season. We had 4 sacks, gave up no touchdowns. Our defense played lights out. Like I said before, when we first came on, David Long was benched. Anthony Walker Jr. filled in for him. He had an interception. Tua had a rough game. And he irritates me because it's like he doesn't learn from his mistakes. And that concerns me. That concerns me for him to be the quarterback of my team for the foreseeable future. You're not a rookie no more. You're not a second-year player. You continue to hold on to the ball when you could easily throw the ball away. And there was a couple times that he took us from a 3rd and 5 or a 3rd and 6 into a down and distance that is not obtainable. Let me throw the ball away. Give us the opportunity to still get the first down. You're taking the sack for no. If it's not there, get rid of it. They're not just going to magically come open. And then you're also risking your health. You're risking your health going out there, holding the ball, allowing these players to hit you. Throw the ball. It's okay. Incompletions are okay. One time he took us out of scoring range. Another time it was second and 5, turns into 3rd and 17. Just ruin the whole drive. Get rid of the ball, Tua. Get rid of the ball. He had a fumble on one of the balls he held too long. He had an ugly interception. He should have seen the linebacker coming across the field. Not his best performance. Where he did have a phenomenal game is on 3rd down. he had a great night as far as third downs. He kept drives going. I think he had 2 drives where he didn't complete the third down. One of them was a pass the Waddle, who dropped a wide open pass. This is becoming a habit for Jalen Waddle. Again, we paid him in the offseason, $25 million plus. It kills me. And I don't expect a player to catch every pass. You know what I mean? Sometimes these players get hit. The ball's at a weird angle. But if I could make the play, I expect you to make a play for $25 million. The pass that he dropped wide open on third down that would have continued the drive deep in the opponent's territory, I could have caught that pass. And it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. The Rams did a very good job at stopping the run, but our defense was lights out. Our kicker, Jason Sanders, every time he kicks, I swear I'm going to have a heart attack. I don't trust the guy. He's let me down way too many times. But he was 3 for 3. And for once, the Miami Dolphins did what they're supposed to do. They, at the end of the game, we're up 6. We drive down the field, we kick the field goal and put the game out of reach, make it a 2-score game. And finally we put that nail in the coffin. What we failed to do the prior 2 weeks against Arizona and Indy. So that was nice to see. Nice win. This is one of the 3 games that I was really concerned with as far as our making a move and hopefully making a run towards a playoff berth. We have 2 very winnable games the next 2 weeks against the Las Vegas Raiders and the New England Patriots. That would take us to 5 and 6. The people that are ahead of us in the AFC, they all play each other and have really difficult schedules. So there's still a chance. There's still a chance, I tell you. The Miami Dolphins are still alive. Did you catch any of the game Monday?
I caught bits and pieces of it. Yeah, I was running late, made you late, and then I went in and I caught a little bit. I had to work, took a nap, but I did catch the end of it, and I seen what the score was, and I was like, "Oh boy, here comes Chris, here comes Big C. Them rants are coming, man. I love it. I like to see you in a good mood."
Yeah, I feel guilty because I feel like the better thing I feel guilty for hoping that they make the playoffs and to win these games because I feel like losing these games will make my team better in the long run. And I don't feel like we have a real opportunity to go win a Super Bowl this year. So I feel guilty for wanting them to win. I can't help it. I want my team to win. But at the same time, I know if they drop the next 7 games, they could have a top 5 pick and bring someone on board that could really help this team for next year. And maybe next year we would be more equipped to make a Super Bowl run. So I'm divided on it, but I can't help the fan in me that just wants to see us win. That's all I really ever want is to win. So let's do a little buy or sell.
Buy or sell.
You ready to play?
What are you selling?
Buy or sell. The Kansas City Chiefs will become the only the second team in NFL history to finish the entire season undefeated. The first one being the 1972 Miami Dolphins.
Knew that was coming. If Kansas City beats the Bills this week, I'll buy into it because they have manageable games. They play Pittsburgh and Houston, and the Denver Broncos are kind of sneaky with that defense. You never know what they can do. But I would honestly have to say that I would buy into that if they beat Buffalo. If they don't beat Buffalo, obviously, but if they beat Buffalo, I'd buy into it.
So you just made it sound like Pittsburgh and the Texans are just walkovers. You said if they beat the Bills and they got the Texans.
No. If they beat the Bills, I said they have manageable games, but they do go up against Pittsburgh and Houston. So
okay.
It's not going to be a walk in the park, but I feel at this point, Buffalo is probably going to be their toughest competition at the moment. So if they can get past the Buffalo Bills and they keep playing better and better like they do every year and start getting better towards the end of the season, I buy into it. I definitely think it's a possibility. How about you? Do you buy or sell it?
I'm going to sell. I think if the Kansas City Chiefs play like they did last week, the Buffalo Bills are going to beat them this week. Patrick Mahomes is Josh Allen's daddy in the playoffs. But the Buffalo Bills have a very favorable record against the Kansas City Chiefs during the regular season. They just, like I said, the Kansas City Chiefs play down to their opponents. It's like I refer to it as a cat playing with their food, like cat playing with a mouse. They keep teams around, play with them because they're bored. Because this isn't exciting for the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no game in the regular season that's exciting for the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been a part of so many big games in the playoffs and Super Bowls. How could you get yourself completely up for a regular season game? They know they're going to be in the playoffs. So, whereas the Buffalo Bills got this marked on their calendar as soon as the schedule comes out, like, we want to go in there and smash them. This is the Bills Super Bowl to a point. You know what I mean? Now these teams might match up and meet up in the playoffs because they're both going to the playoffs. But we know what happens to Buffalo when they run into the Chiefs in the playoffs. This is Buffalo's Super Bowl in the regular season. This is their time to shine. This is Josh Allen's time to get over on Pat Mahomes. So I'm going to sell. I think the Kansas City Chiefs dropped their first game this week against the Buffalo Bills.
Woo! Damn.
You heard it here first, folks.
Damn! It's the first time I've heard you talk down on the KC Chiefs. My big concern too, obviously, is are they a sitting team too? So even if they make it to within the last couple weeks, are they gonna start setting starters down and trying to prepare for that run? So there's a lot of. It's tough to go perfect. It's tough.
I think that Andy Reid usually sets Pat for the second half of the last game of the year. He lets him go out and play a little bit in the first half, and then second half he usually sets them. Please remember the likes, subscribe, comment, and share. It says we got 3 viewers. I don't know how many of those are not relatives. But anyway,
not
comment, share, subscribe. Another one. My DJ Khalad voice. DJ Cali. Another one. Buy or sell a team that is currently under 500 will be making the playoff.
I buy it. Especially with the AFC. NFC, it's going to be tough. I think it'll be tough to get a team under 500, maybe at 500, but I think the AFC has the best shot. The Bengals, the Dolphins, the Jets, maybe, but the Jets are so inconsistent. They look like
I thought we were done talking about the Jets.
They have I'm saying they have an opportunity. I always put somebody in there if they have a chance. But like I said, if you let me finish talking, they're so inconsistent and they're trash that I'm not really worried about it. So I'd say that if it does happen, it's going to be between your Finns or the Bengals. And that's how I feel about that.
Ding, 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 ding. I believe that you are absolutely correct. I believe that Denver will fall out of the playoff race. I don't believe Denver is good as their record is at the current moment. They played the Chiefs really tough last week, but again, I sound like a broken record. The Chiefs play down to opponents. So I'm 100% sure that the Denver Broncos will not make the playoffs, and either Miami or the Cincinnati Bengals will sneak in there.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I gotta say about that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, 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 sir.
One more buy or sell.
Oh, there's another one?
Yes, sir. Will the San Francisco 49ers miss the playoffs?
I think it's possible that they miss the playoffs. They're right on the edge. I don't think they do. I think they end up. I think the Packers start sliding back, or the Vikings, and 49ers sneak in. I think McCaffrey is back, and if he can stay healthy and get himself rolling. I mean, he had the one carry for a touchdown or whatever last game, but he had multiple carries, but one touchdown. Didn't he? Was it a touchdown? That's the right game, right? McCaffrey had a touchdown, didn't he?
I think he did.
Yeah, I think he did. He just didn't have a lot of yards.
A lot of rushing yards. He had quite a few receiving yards, caught a bunch of passes.
But I think with McCaffrey, and if he can get going and stay healthy between him and Kittle, and Brock Purdy's a good quarterback, there's no doubt about it. They got a good team. I think that San Fran definitely makes the playoffs. I just don't have faith in. I don't have faith in the Packers or even the 7-2 Vikings. I don't. So yeah, I think they sneak in. Absolutely, I buy it.
Yeah, I mean, you probably got the Eagles and the Commanders in the NFC East. That's 2 teams. You got the Falcons. That's 3 in the NFC South. You got the North teams, which is Detroit.
Yep.
That's what's that? 5, 4, 5, 4, 4.
You got the Lions at 1, Eagles at 2, Falcons at 3, Cards at 4, Vikes at 5, Commanders at 6, and Packers are at 7 right now.
I definitely think that the Arizona Cardinals, if they keep playing the way they're playing, are going to win that division, which I'm pretty sure I had them in last at the beginning of the season. So congratulations to them. Kyler Murray's played like an MVP this year, had a great season. They got a more favorable opponent list, schedule from this between them and San Francisco moving forward. So I think Arizona goes. Detroit definitely goes. So they got to beat out the Packers, like you said, the Packers and the Vikings. They got to beat out one of them.
I could see the Falcons falling back, and I could see Tampa Bay coming up. I think I think that actually Evans is supposed to come back. Not this week because they're on bye, but we and the Bucks
Are on, probably.
You do? I think because they play us, like we're the first game out of their bye week, and they play Carolina, then they play Vegas, then they got the Chargers, then they got Dallas, and they got Carolina again, and then they got the Saints. So if you look at the Bucks schedule, they have tremendous opportunity to run that board, especially if Mike Evans comes back.
Yeah, but they already got 6 losses. I'm not sure that either of these teams, any of these teams, drop the 6 losses. If the 49ers are going to make the playoffs, they probably got room for 1 loss. Because I mean, you got the Packers sitting at 6-3, Minnesota's 7-2. Washington is what's Washington?
7-3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm saying Tampa could beat Atlanta in their division.
oh
That's
yeah,
all.
I mean,
And
did they already play each other twice though?
Yeah, both of them. So they'd have to overcome not only just tying them up, they'd have to be a game ahead because of the tiebreaker.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
don't trust
I'm
the
just-
Falcons by any means.
And that's what I'm saying is like just because I don't trust the Falcons, if it's true and Mike Evans comes back after this bye week, then I think with the schedule that they have, like the Giants, Carolina twice, Dallas, who's done, I think their biggest challenge is going to be probably the Chargers, and then they have New Orleans to close it out. They actually have a legit chance of running the table. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess we should revisit it in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, we'd have to look at schedules and break it down even more to give a precise answer. So I'm not going to say.
yeah, it was just an observation I noticed today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's possible. You can't say what's gonna. You know what I mean? Who knows? Kirk Cousins could break his leg next game. You know what I mean? And Atlanta screwed, and they drop the rest of their games.
Patrick Mahomes could break a leg.
That is very true. Player of the week. Who is your player of the week? Your game changer of the week. Game changer, game changer, game changer.
I'm wondering if you got the same one. Is yours the offensive player?
It is.
Does he lead the offensive men on the field?
Is he a quarterback?
Yeah, he leads the offensive. Oh, okay. Well, I got Kyler Murray. 22 of 24, 266, 1 touchdown, 3 carries for 21 yards with 2 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 126.7. I have a feeling that these Cardinals could come alive. I have a feeling. I got a feeling. Woo-hoo.
Very nice, very nice.
Who you got, brother?
I'll let you know right now.
Drum roll, please.
Mine plays the receiver position
Ooh.
for
Will Smith? My bad.
finding this. Yeah. What the hell?
Sorry for the delay, folks. The
Yeah,
host
I'm an
seems to be.
idiot. Mine is Jamar Chase from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
He just had a little game of 11 catches for 264 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That's
He's
pretty
my-
bad.
game changer of the week.
Game changer of the week. That's pretty good. I like it.
Of the week. Yes,
He
sir.
said he's a receiver. I said Will Smith. I'm dying.
You don't pick on Will. He's a national treasure.
Yeah, okay.
You remind me of Will Smith, mofo.
That is what it is, bro.
I've always said that. You remind me of Will Smith. Maybe it's just the ears.
My ears is probably the ears.
Thursday night football. We have another one, another banger. We have a battle in the NFC East between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders.
That's pretty dope, man. It's a big game. It really is.
Yeah. For the leading division.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't get no better than this. And both teams are fantastic. Eagles put the smack down Dallas 34-6. Now these NFL rivals are going to be going at it. Get to see some Saquon and Hurts going at it against Jalen and this team. Oh man, I think this is the game I want to see. Honestly, it's my division, so I'm definitely watching this. Even though Giants are done, I don't know who I'd root for. I don't mind the Eagles, but if I root for Eagles, and my cousin there, he's an Eagles fan, and he'll give me some shit. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just go for Washington. I don't know any Washington fans, so
yeah,
we'll have to see which way I go on Friday.
This game's definitely exciting. I like Washington a lot. I'm not sure if they can hang with Philly if Philly's banging on all cylinders. Philly's got a lot of weapons, man. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon, Dallas Goedert. They're loaded on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, year in and year out, they got one of the best offensive lines. You got a Vic Fangio-led defense over there full of a bunch of young studs. I mean, Philly should be one of the NFL favorites, the NFC favorites to go to the Super Bowl in real life. I mean, I don't know if anybody's really going to be able to threaten Detroit, but anything can happen in the playoffs. But if I had to pick one team to put up a fight against Detroit, it'd be these Philadelphia Eagles. But Jaden Daniels has been defying the odds all season. He doesn't play like a rookie. Austin Eckler's been coming on real strong the last 2 weeks. He's a weapon, and he's a weapon in the passing game. Can run the ball. Ageless wonder. I love Austin Eckler. He's just a ball player, man. He's a little guy. I mean, he's stocky, well built, but he wasn't supposed to ever be a star in the NFL. You know what I mean? And the fact that he made himself into one says so much about him and his character. Terry McLaurin, great wide receiver. Washington got a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won. But if I had to put $1 on it, I'd go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree. They've been averaging 29 points a game for 5 games on their 5-game win streak. So it's a big game, especially if they win. It gives them the advantage in the East, and Eagles defense seems to be coming alive and being a lot better. And they just had a slow start, and I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I'm gonna wait. I'm not waiting until Friday. I'm not. Or, why would I wait till Friday? This is Thursday. Oh my gosh! Listen to me. Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles 30-22 on this one. I got to.
Yes, y'all.
I think Barkley's gonna have a pretty good game. He's gonna do a side hurdle now.
I mean, if I was Washington, I would try to take Barkley out the game and try to make Jalen Hurts beat you. I mean, I think that's your best bet. I mean, Jalen Hurts is a decent quarterback, but I mean, I would try to limit the run and make him prove that he can beat me through the air.
Yes, sir.
And if you're Philly, you put pressure on the young quarterback. You know, you try to make him turn him into that rookie quarterback that he's supposed to be.
Hey, I mean, Jalen was pretty average, if not below average, last week. So, I mean, probably his worst game so far this season. Is he going to do it twice in a row, though? I mean, he's been playing really good ball. So, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be close. I still pick the Eagles, but
yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be close. I don't think there's going to be a blowout. I mean, yeah. I just feel like maybe Washington's a year away, maybe a few pieces away from being a real title contender this year. I think that they're going to struggle with the upper echelon teams just because nobody expected Washington to be in this position. This was a rebuild team. I mean, they had a top draft pick. That's how they got Jaden Daniels. So, I mean, Washington's got a bright future in front of it. They got a quarterback that they don't have to pay a lot of money, which means that they can spend money in other places, and they can really put a solid team around this young man in the years going forward. I mean, yes, that's the new key to victory in the NFL is you find your quarterback, hopefully he performs an elite level during his rookie contract. You use all that money that everybody else is using to pay quarterback $60 million a year, and you surround him with as much talent as possible, and you try to go win a Super Bowl. And if you don't do it during that rookie contract, it's almost like, hey, maybe you should start over. And that might sound crazy, but once you pay a quarterback such a large portion of the salary cap, how are you supposed to put a good team around them?
Yeah.
And then think of it this way, too. Let's say Jaden Daniels, he's a rookie, he's playing at an extreme high level. For the next 4 years, they surround him with all the talent in the world. He earns a $70 million a year contract. Well, that money's going to take away from the pieces that he's got surrounding him. Maybe a star receiver. Maybe the defense takes a hit. That team that they surround him with after he signs that contract is never going to be as good as the team was before he signed the contract. And if you can't win with the team that before you signed the contract, how are you going to win with the team after? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it almost makes sense to trade your quarterback and let's start over. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
I mean, unless you get a Pat Mahomes or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's the hope, though. You hope by the time it's time to pay him a hefty salary that he's progressed enough to where you can take lesser players and still do his job. But I mean, if anybody can do it, it seems like Jaden's going to be the one to do it. He's having a phenomenal rookie season. So
phenomenal,
sir, absolutely phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, please like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Blitz. It's hard to believe we're on number 19 already.
Brought to you by the Game Changerz Media. I see you shared this to your page and our Game Changerz page, but you left me out of this one.
I didn't know if you wanted to.
Yeah, every time we do the Blitz, I want it, buddy. I didn't get rated by.
I wasn't even sure if I was gonna put it on mine, to be honest. I actually accidentally clicked it on mine because I was just gonna leave it on the Game Changerz. But if you want it on yours, you can have it on yours too.
Yeah, you might as well. We both do it. But like, share, subscribe, comment, pretty ladies. Get at me. My snap's on the screen. Holla.
I'm married.
He said, "I'm married."
And I love my wife. If you like it, you better put a ring on it. Oh, 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 oh. If you want to put a ring on it.
I can't. Is that your rocket up there, Elion? Yeah, you had me die. I'm not even. Is that rocket up there?
On other sports news, what do you think about the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight?
Oh man, see, I was thinking about it. Like I remember when Mike Tyson was scheduled to fight Lennox Lewis, and they hyped that up so much, and Mike got his ass whooped after we paid $60 for a pay-per-view, and it was like, I don't know, he's older, but he seems pretty determined. He did have that health issue that put it back, obviously, but I mean, if it went my way, I would love to see Jake Paul get his ass lit up by Mike Tyson. I would just like to see Mike eat somebody's face. He's crazy. Love his personality.
Well, I think it depends how pissed off Jake Paul makes him. Because I think Mike thinks it's like a joke to a point. I don't know. Mike Tyson he's a crazy human being.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I want to see some.
This man's got mental issues. And I think that if Mike Tyson goes in there and gives 100% effort at 57 years old, he still knocks Jake Paul out. Because Mike Tyson might not be as fast as he was in his prime. He might not be, you know what I mean? Obviously, he's 57 years old. But the years of experience and conditioning, there's no way that Jake Paul could touch Mike Tyson. No way.
Yeah, Mike's got crazy boxing knowledge. Like, I want to put it. I'd put my money on Mike just because, out of respect for Mike Tyson. I
just don't trust that these fights are not rigged.
Yeah, that's a thought too. I thought a lot.
Like cash grabs, like the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. Hey, I paid for it, but I don't feel like it is a real fight.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's two separate sports. They're totally different. I mean, these guys train mostly, like these MMA people, they're mostly training grappling. They might have light boxing or striking backgrounds, but it's a lot of grappling stuff. So it's
the first time Jake Paul got in there with a boxer, he lost.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like,
lost to Tommy Fury. Yeah, he knocked out some UFC fighters, but them fighters, to some of them, got a little bit of a stand-up game. Yeah, but it's not the same as training to be a boxer.
Yeah, they're not keeping them away, kicking them in the legs, and like, this is boxing. You're taking a hit to the face, a jab to the face repeatedly. I mean, it's a big difference.
I think that UFC guys and the MMA guys can take a beating. You know what I mean? I don't think it's too much of a beating that they take from boxing. It's just you can't compete and defend yourself properly against a boxer, a world-class boxer. Like Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. Are you telling me that you really believe that Logan Paul lasted however many rounds that fight went? No.
Yeah, I definitely question it.
Floyd is considered one of the greatest of all time. Not far removed from his prime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Floyd wanted to prepare for a fight right now, Floyd could probably still be champion. He's that good. He's that great. Mike Tyson, and the fact that Jake Paul's even talking shit. The guy's 57 years old, bro.
I know. Yeah, I was thinking that the other day. I was like, dude, you're like talking shit to an old man that could possibly kill you.
Fight Mike Tyson when he was 20 years old, bro.
Yeah, for real. I don't think he would. I really don't.
He ripped your whole freaking face off.
He'll
Eat it.
he'll bite your ear off, bro.
With a nice Chianti.
He'll
You did a better job of sucking than I did. Do it again.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I love me some Dumb and Dumber.
With a nice Chianti. I'm talking about Silence of the Lambs. You're talking about Dumb and Dumber. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, share. I will be guest on TD Fins Talk tomorrow at 1 p.m. You guys should check it out. Hopefully we have more collabs in the future, depending on my performance, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Better don't finish early.
But anyway, like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we shall see you Thursday right back here on the Blitz.
Thanks for kicking it with us on the Blitz. Brought to you by Game Changers Media. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. We love y'all. Be good.
Peace. Peace. Peace.
Goodbye.